I'm Ashton Addison from EventChain for Investmentpitch Media and FinTech News Network. And today on Blockchain Interviews, we have Felix Zhu, the CEO of ARPA. Felix, it's a pleasure to have you on the show today, and thank you for being here.
Thank you, Ashton. It's my honor to be here.
Thank you so much. Let's talk about ARPA Chain. How would you best describe ARPA, and how is it making the blockchain industry a better place with your technology?
Of course. Actually, we built ARPA with a phase that we try to make data flow more easily and more freely, actually. So we use a cryptography method called multi-party computation, which is a cutting-edge cryptography, to basically, being able to do private computation on blockchains. So right now we have our testnet alive on Ethereum, and we are also making a lot of progress with other blockchains. So basically, it's a computation network that has privacy-preserving feature, and that enables a lot of applications on public blockchains and also enterprise blockchains as well.
Very interesting. So you're ensuring privacy on blockchains, but on public blockchains, are there privacy issues right now? Is that the implementations that you're solving mainly on public blockchains for companies?
Of course. Actually, so our solution actually works for both enterprises and also individuals. So I think, one of the biggest issue on blockchain right now is privacy. So we are talking about transaction privacy. We are also talking about data privacy. So think about, my data can easily be copied and transferred to other places because, there's no cost for copying the data. So that's the biggest problem right now the data industry is facing. So our solution is to enable kind of processing of data without even seeing them, right? So you can think about us as a computation method, to implement on top of encrypted data, right? So the data within the computation process is never being decrypted. So that's the core of MPC cryptography.
That's interesting. And are you guys are implementing this into smart contracts? Ethereum smart contracts are the most well-known in the industry right now, and Bitcoin is able to do some smart contracts through some other functions. Does this help Bitcoin and Ethereum the most, or is it more so, I know you guys are coming out with a mainnet for the blockchain, for ARPA. Is it mainly focused on ARPA, or is this a blockchain industry-wide solution?
It's actually an industry-wide solution. So we try to be the universal kind of privacy computation layer for blockchains, right? So our first kind of testnet is released on Ethereum, right? So we use actually a user can use a proxy smart contract, can implement a smart contract and trigger our network to perform privacy-preserving computations. For example, several banks, they can search for blacklist in a very secure way, without disclosing, the prospects information, and also does not disclose each bank's blacklist, so that they can search for blacklist on encrypted data, right? So basically, we don't have our own blockchain. We perform as a layer 2 solution for other blockchains.
That's great. That sounds really useful. And how long has your team been working on the development for ARPA? And when is the next level of the solution coming out?
Yeah, so we are actually not a new project. We have been working together for more than a year now. Actually, our idea was first generated back in the late 2017, and the core team actually went all full-time back in April last year. So it's been, a year and a half and 1 month. Mm-hmm. And our, right now our testnet 1 is live, and then, our mainnet is supposed to be launched at the end of this year, by the end of this year. So, and by that time, we are able to, do privacy-preserving supplying to several blockchains, including Ethereum and also Ontology, and also some other leading public blockchains.
That's great. And when the mainnet is launched, what are some of the use cases that are practical that could be serving individuals, as you are targeting both enterprises and individuals?
Of course, yeah. So individuals is actually a bigger market, for us to go after, right? So think about personal data and how personal data is, being used and being monetized these days. Is all by big enterprises. For example, the internet giants, Facebook. And what we try to do is actually we try to build a secure data wallet or a digital asset wallet for individuals, so that they can actually do the custodian to several computation nodes in our network. And then whenever an advertiser try to perform analysis on individual data, they can come to our network and do that analysis in an encrypted form, right? So basically, we enable secure monetization of personal data, and we will reward these individuals that contribute the data with some tokens, and also with some the tokens will also go to the custodian computation nodes as well, right? So that's our application to the individuals, and right now we are more targeting to enterprises because enterprise data is somewhat more valuable. Some of the applications that we are doing right now is blacklist sharing, and also and also kind of multi-dimension analysis on encrypted data. Right. So right now our partners include several largest financial institutions. For example, Minsheng Bank in China, and also Alibaba Cloud and Sinochem. So those are very large companies. And we are also very actively going after overseas companies and public blockchains like Icon in Korea, and also try to build something on Polkadot as well.
Very interesting. Yeah, I was just going to ask what kind of enterprise partners you guys have at ARPA, and it sounds like you're doing really well. Can you talk a bit about the business model and how you guys are driving revenues with ARPA? Are you charging individual clients and individuals on a SaaS-based model, or how does that work specifically?
Right. So currently it's more on a SaaS-based model, to enterprises. Basically, we will provide the solution on whatever blockchain that they have implemented, and then we charge additional fee for kind of tech installment and also for per time usage, right? So for example, if several banks want to perform like kind of search on blacklists, they will kind of pay us with some money, and then it will be converted into tokens as well, right? So basically, that's what we have right now. And for individuals, it's more going to be like we take a percentage cut, from all the kind of activities that they try to monetize with their own private data.
Yeah. That's great. And once the mainnet is launched, what does the 1 to 2 year roadmap look like after that in terms of development? Do you guys still have to build a lot of extra solutions on top?
Of course. Yeah. So we have a lot of applications that can be built on top of our layer 2 solution, right? So for example, in finance, there's a joint analysis on financial institution risk metrics, and also for blacklist sharing, and also for advertising. You can try to do kind of ROI analysis with our solution. But like there are other things, for example, key management systems, and also personal data wallet. So those are the applications that can be built on top of our network. But we will also partner with third parties and other developers to make the ecosystem more robust.
That's great. And are you seeing customers specifically from specific geographic regions, or because it's really blockchain related, you have customers all around the world and enterprise banks? And how big of a problem is this? Like, are there a lot of banks that need blacklist services for blockchain?
Of course, we think it's kind of a universal need. Right now, we are more focused in the Asia area. We have business partners in China, in South Korea, and we are developing also in the Southeast Asia as well. But actually, like 2 weeks ago, I went to Consensus and we talked to IBM and also Credit Suisse Innovation Lab, right? So they are very interested in the solution. Actually, like we are kind of in place with IBM's kind of phase 2 vision to build a secure data marketplace, right? So it's very important for us to go global. Of course, on the protocol level, it's we support different kind of applications across the area. That's also beneficial to our ecosystem as well.
That's great. Global is the future. So how is your team doing? Are you expanding the team? And is that in preparation for the mainnet?
Yes, actually, right now our team is we have 10 full-time core team members and also 5 research team members. So most of us actually worked in the U.S. 2 guys used to work at Google, and several guys work in the financial institution and fintech areas, right? So we definitely have a very kind of a global perspective, and also we are trying to add more members and evangelists actually across the area. For example, we have advisors based in the U.S. in the West Coast, and also we have advisors in India, trying to do some business development there as well. So I would say ARPA is a very kind of, we focus on the protocol level, but on the applications we'll provide a lot of support for for a lot of teams that's interested in our technology.
That's great, Felix. That sounds well spread out. Now, if people are looking to get involved with ARPA and learn more about it, what's the best way for them to learn more?
Sure. I think the website, our website is arpachin.io. You can find it, on the bottom of the screen. And we have our white paper and also some other information is available there. And we also have our Telegram channel and also Kakao group, and also YouTube channel that you can follow us as well. So and for our testnet, you can log into testnet.arpachin.io to check it out. We showcase a lot of different kind of algorithms that we developed using multi-party computation. So it's a very interesting way to, it's very fun. It's actually a very fun way to learn more and to try it out yourself.
That's amazing. Thank you, Felix. I'll leave the links to that stuff in the description box below. And I'm looking forward to the mainnet release of ARPA and the growth after that. And I thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Ashton. It's it's very good connecting to you, and hopefully you like our project.
Thanks.